My name is Willie Mays, and I want to talk to you about prison time, doing prison time, and doing bad times and doing good times. But when I first went to prison, thought I had it going on, thought I was the one, untouchable. But as time went on, when I entered the prison, they taught me to have a different lifestyle.
My first visit to prison in the state of Georgia was 1994. I was sentenced in Carterville, Georgia, Bartow County.
I hope that during this interview that I say something that'll touch something or do something to somebody. Because when you go into the prison system, the gangs, they swoop you up. That's the first thing that they want. They want you to join their gang, and being in the chain gang or being in prison, it's gonna teach you one thing, and it'll teach you how to survive. There'll be a time you'll have lockdown. Lockdown can be anything. Lockdown can be get down, knock down, any kind. But you can help yourself. There's ways to help yourself. They got centers you can go to, to rehabilitate yourself, get your mind right.
You want to join a gang? That's on you. To me, gang is for protection. But if you stay, just stay to yourself and stay focused, you can get out and you don't have to worry about ever seeing them again. If you see them again, say, man, I see you in the free world.
I survived the system. And while I was there, I made a plan. And my plan was to never go back. My plan was to just be better than what I was this time, I had to do this for myself, not just for my family.
I wrote myself a plan, a 5-year plan. I wanted to be my own business owner. I was in there working for free, but you learn a trade and you flip it around and make yourself your own boss.
I realized that, how the prison life affected my family. So your plan should be different than the plan you had when you came in.
When you go to prison and leave your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's pain and suffering, misery.
I survived the system. And while I was there, I made a plan. And my plan was to never go back. But, it's a thinking process. And if you don't think the right thinking, then you'll end up right back. It's like a revolving door. But, I taught myself while I was there, that I didn't want to go back. So, I became that person that hated it and didn't want to go back. So when I got out, I had a plan. And my plan was to survive. There'll be times that when you get out of prison that you'll go and you'll apply for a job, funny and give you the application and tell you to fill it out. But all at the time they knowing that, they just gonna toss yours in the garbage because you're a convicted felon. But it matters because they won't hire you.
Of course, I was a convicted felon. And, when you get a job, you have to put that on the application.
One thing that you don't do, you don't give up. You keep going. And I went to the library and looked this thing up and seen if I could find criminal minds.
I want to have a house. I want to have a car. I want to have good credit. I want to have the things that the judge said I can't have because I got a felony conviction.
I started my business and I never looked back. I just had a plan, and my plan was to never go back.
Upon my release, I accomplished my goals by staying busy. I worked 2 full-time jobs, staying to myself.
I would like to give some advice to someone. I feel like that if somebody would have stepped to me when I first started out, maybe things would have been a little better for me, but I didn't have a big brother. So right now I'm gonna be big brother to somebody, and I'm gonna tell you that, in order to avoid the life that I lived, and the struggling and the unhappy and the no love and the little love and whatever kind of love that you didn't get, you know, my words and encouragement is that if you can't see it behind you, you definitely can't see it in front of you.